Welcome back to the Joseph Graham Show. Today I'm with Stacey Anderson. I don't even remember how we met. We've been like in each other's circle at least a couple years. Not sure who it was that connected us, or maybe we just both commented on a post. I think actually it was it maybe Spencer? Were you in Spencer's group? Spencer Jones's, or it might be a different one. I'm
Mindset
not sure.
millionaires.
Mindset Million. So that's I'm gonna say her last name wrong. It's Donna? Uh,
I
Donna
don't know
M.
how you say your name either. I
Okay.
think it's Dion Malouche.
Dion. Anyways, Mindset Millionaires on Facebook's amazing
Yes.
group. You should go check it out. But we kind of just started commenting because I'm a deep thinker. You're a deep thinker. We both like Hawaii. Hawaii. We both have been there a few different times. But today's about you, not about all the little quirky things I can think of. So in your own words, tell people who you are, who you help, and what you do.
Okay, cool. Okay, I am Stacey Anderson, and I have founded Figureoutable Living. So basically, my goal is to help people build their lives more intentionally. Um, not just do the same thing tomorrow because that's what they did today. Um, Not just and maybe even question things that they have just been doing so long that they never thought to question.
No, I love that because that goes along with this show. Like about 5 years ago, I started the podcast and I had the epiphany of challenging if these are really my beliefs or not. If I don't challenge them, are they really mine or did I just inherit them? And it started me on the quest of, well, what do I really believe? What do I really want? And then it got me on the quest of, okay, cool. I finally figured that out. So I'm going to help people fund it. So you actually help people kind of like maybe they have a fuzzy dream, an idea, and you help them kind of craft that dream and accomplish it.
Yes. So basically, what I did it was back in October of last year, I really decided to take a look at my own life and instead, and decide, okay, well, okay, so I just turned 50 last month. And so it's like, I can construct these next 50 years. Well, we'll assume with longevity I'll live to 100. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I can construct these next 50 years and plug in the experiences that I want to have, the trips to Hawaii. What do I want to do instead of
Hmm.
just, oh, we go to Planet Fitness because we go to Planet Fitness. We go to the beach because we go to the beach and we play pickleball because we play pickleball. Well, actually, and we go to this restaurant because that's the restaurant we always go to, just all the things, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's just like, okay, where do we want to go? We can be anywhere. We can be anywhere in this entire world. What do we want to do? And so far, that has brought us to Gulf Shores, Alabama, fully actually, but close enough to we're 13 miles from the Gulf of America or whatever whatever it's called.
You can call it
Um,
whatever you want on this show. I'm good. America,
the Gulf.
Mexico, whatever. I'm totally great with that.
Yeah. So really just kind of living the dream. And at this point, at one point, I thought the big dream was to have a big house right on the Gulf. Um, it may still be eventually, but right now the dream is to travel and see if there is a place other than Gulf Shores, Alabama, where we would want to have that big house because, if I find a better place, actually, so we just came back from Hawaii. We've been to Hawaii 2 times in the past year.
Hmm.
Um, Kauai was last March for spring break, and then this time was just with our friends for we all turned 50.
Hmm.
Um, and I actually, to talk about that, thought that I would have liked Kauai better because of just the beautiful, you know,
Hmm.
Nepali coast and just all the things. But what I actually found was I liked Oahu and Waikiki better because of the walkability and
Uh,
now the place we stayed was way too peoply. I wouldn't stay in a large complex again. So it's like you just do things and then you learn from your experiences what you like, what you don't
Hmm.
like, what you do different next time, or what you would keep doing the same that time. So my next island that I want to try is Maui, which I heard is a good balance in
Hmm.
between those two, the busyness and the nature. So
Yeah.
that's going to have to wait till 2027 though, because I've got a pretty busy schedule right now, and we're expecting our first grandbaby in
Oh
December.
wow. Very cool. Very cool. No,
Yeah.
I love that though. You have to bet on yourself and take dreams. Like I always credit my wife for this. We grew up in Michigan. When I was 34, I had an opportunity and she had an opportunity to make a cross-country move to Dallas Fort Worth, 1,000 miles away from family. And when we did that. It got me into my sales career. It got me into doing the things that I'm doing now, which is great. 2 years ago, another actually almost three now, 2.5, another opportunity, but I had to move another 1,000 miles. So now we live in Phoenix. We just had to test it out, see, okay, will we be in Phoenix forever? Probably not. It's how life goes. Life changes. We in the last 10 years, this is the funny part. We've been to Hawaii 7 times because she really likes Hawaii, but she only
Okay.
goes to Kauai. That's her island.
Oh,
She loves the island. Like
oh, okay.
I'm almost a local there. Like I can tell you the spots in Kauai. We've done
Yep.
the Napali coastline. We did the horseback riding. I've done the marathon twice or half marathon twice there. I love going to well, we stayed at the Grand Hyatt the last time, but I love going to the Puka Dog place. That's what it is on Breckney's and all. We know the whole island. I love going up to Hanalei Bay and it has a different vibe. But I think it's just exploring and doing. I did tell her this. We're going to go to New Zealand next year, or yeah, either next year or the year after. We're kind of figuring that out so I can run through Hobbleton. But it's just doing a life you love. Like I have a lot of friends have a lot of cool cars. I don't care about cars. I'd rather spend money on trips. Like my car is paid off. It's great. I think it's you have to try it out. You have to figure, okay, what is it that I want to do? Because I'm 1 year younger than you. I'm 49.
Okay.
And for the longest time, I was always doing what everyone else wanted. When I finally came to the point, I'm like, what do I really want out of life? And then how can I fund it? How can I get there? And people are like, how do you guys get to go to Hawaii all the time? Because we planned it out. It's just building a life that works for you. You do business, I do business, sales, whatever. So have you always been in the entrepreneurial space, or is this something new for you? Or
Oh, that is a great, great, great question. Until this morning, I think I did not realize I was a business person. Um, Seriously, to me, my identity has always been mom, right? So
Mhm,
I guess mom first and mom always, and then wife. And then as far as a job went, I never really wanted to time has all I realized time has always been important to me, and as I get older it's more important.
mhm,
But I never really did want to trade my time for money in an hourly fashion.
mhm,
So I just worked part-time at jobs because that's what I wanted to do. um, I back in I think it was 2007, I had lost 100 pounds. And so then the gym was my happy place,
mhm,
and I wanted to help other people. So I became a personal trainer, and that's where I wanted to be. That's where I was. And then after we moved from Wisconsin to Alabama, I started teaching pickleball lessons, not for money, but because I needed to do something with my time besides play pickleball. And that was something that I really enjoyed doing, being outside, teaching people. So I never really thought of them as businesses or whatnot. But now, since the big search of what do I, what do I really want this next, we'll just say again, 50 years to look like? I don't, we kind of thought that my husband would be able to retire by 55.
mhm,
He just makes a regular, salary. We're not rich people in that aspect. We were always conservative people, which I have my book that's coming out in July, and it's everyone needs this message. It's called You Earned It, Someday is Here.
mhm.
And it is a message that I meet so many people and they need, like my friends. I said, we want to go back. Now we want to go to Maui in
Right.
2027. And she's like, you've been to Hawaii now 3 times. I'm 20 years older than you, and I've never been to Hawaii.
Hmm.
And then she asked me, she was trying to save money on something, or I think she was wondering if there were any hotels within walking distance to where she was going to be at the airport. And then she said, "Why am I such a miser?" And it's like, yeah, you have to realize you earned it. At what point does that security become freedom instead
Hmm.
of just more security?
Yeah.
So, I rambled. What was your question?
No, 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 you're good. You're good. I think I was just asking, when did you get into the
Oh,
entrepreneurial mindset? Because
yes.
you say that you're not, or that you just did these things, but you act very much like it. Like I saw your vision board. You wrote on your
Yes.
vision boards, and I was honored to be on it because you have people like Tony Robbins, Ed
Yep.
Milet, a bunch of other people, and I see my name on here, and you're like, oh, I'm just doing this. It's just my thing. And I've invited all these people or tried to get on their show. Most people don't do that. That's a unique, different thing. Just like you, we've been to Hawaii 7 times. I told my wife,
Mhm.
what most people's bucket lists are is a normal life for you. That's something we've cultivated. And your
Correct.
statement on rich, rich is a defined term that anyone that has more money than where you are at that point, people will say they're rich or wealthy. In reality, are you happy and successful? Are you tapping into what it is that you really want to do, and at whatever level that is? You don't have to be multi-billionaire or millionaire. Like you said, you guys just figure out a way to get to go and do and have fun, and you just, it sounds like, followed your passion.
Yes. And so what I learned, and it's through these experiences, right? So my big goals were to, and there was it was very detailed, but the big goals were to be able to walk on the beach whenever I wanted to, help a lot of people, and make a lot of money.
Hmm.
And the money was not to make a lot of money. It was basically so that I can have the freedom to have the experiences that I want and help more people. Because I do have bigger goals than what I'm doing right now. I actually have goals to somehow be involved with changing the way education works
Hmm.
in this country. I really like the 2-hour learning model that's in the Alpha schools,
Hmm.
and kids actually love school. And I have a daughter who's a school psychologist, and those teachers can't teach because they're just busy working on behaviors all day and
Yep.
trying to keep Johnny from pulling Susie's hair or what, whatever the case may be. So,
Yeah. Well, but if you think about, like, my daughter, my youngest homeschools, and it's probably a 2 to 3 hour day, but she's brilliant. She gets a bunch of stuff done. She goes and does play groups. She does other things with my wife. She learns some real time type of things. The problem is school tries to make you into an employee instead of being the creative being you were given. And money's just a tool. The more you
yes.
need money so that you can affect and change the world around you. It's okay to want money. I have friends that are multimillionaires. They have a bunch of money. It's great. But
Yep.
they're the nicest people. Then I have people I know that don't make 30,000 years and they're the meanest people you would know. And then vice versa. It
Sure.
just enhances what you do. I love how you say that though. It's your wording is very specific. I don't have dreams. I have goals for this. I have goals for this. I have goals for this. And you're already writing it out, setting a plan, and already stepping into it. And I think that's a key that people who are listening need to understand. You can have dreams. I actually talked about this today on one of my reels or walks or something. I was like, you can have dreams, but if you don't actually have a deadline, it's just an empty dream. You actually have to have a deadline. I put it in there, worded it weird just to get people to click that you actually need to have a goal to actually finish it, but I didn't want to do the typical way people would write it. And I think that's just something that you embodied. How did you get that aspect? I mean, you lost 100 pounds. You decide, I just lost 100 pounds. I'm going to help people. I just am doing pickleball. I'm going to train people. We went to Hawaii. This is cool. I don't know. I might like to live there. Oh, wait, I might live on the Gulf Shore. I don't know. And you just like figure it out. That's like entrepreneur energy on steroids.
Yes, I came up with a word for it too. It's called figure out ability. So basically, I've amassed so much evidence that whatever I decide to do, I will be able to figure it out. So it's like yeah, why not now? I was really jazzed up. I had an interview like this on Monday, which is where this whole podcast idea came from. So Monday I talked to that guy. Had so much energy just from having that great conversation. I'm like, I could do a podcast. I know people that I have friends that do podcasts. I
Hmm.
can, I can do this too. And now, okay, who are the 20 people instead of trying to get on somebody else's podcast and get on Mel Robbins' podcast? Why don't I just make a list and invite all them to my podcast?
Hmm.
And I've got the board right there. Today, everyone's invited. 7 have accepted, and then it's launching July 31st.
Hmm.
I'm not starting a podcast someday, and then it's going to be released every Friday for the rest of the year. I
Hmm.
just decide and okay, where's this going to get plugged in on the calendar? And some things, like I said, Maui's in 2027, right? Can't do that right now because I've got a lot of other things that I want to do, and my husband doesn't have the any more, his time off is allotted for. But
Hmm.
that's the point, is that I want to make a lot of money so he doesn't have to work.
Hmm. But you
So
said a
that,
few things. And one, I got to tell the funny story because 5 years ago, last week, I went to an event and someone randomly said to me, "Hey, you're a good sales guy. You should probably start a podcast." I'm like, "Okay, sure." I just started one. I asked 10 people, 5 of them were at that event. And then I found 5 other people I've been talking to, and we just started. Now I'm 295 episodes away and it's opened crazy doors. But I think the thing is this is that you have to take actions on your dreams. You have to actually start moving forward toward what is going. In the last month and a half, and you've followed me for a little bit, I went from posting consistently to posting on steroids like crazy, like what the heck? And the reason it is I'm like, am I going to do this or not? Because time, I think, and I want your thoughts on this, time is my most valuable asset. I want my kids to see a legacy of different things I believe, what I did, people I connected with. I want to be able to affect and help people in the world. And the only way I can do that is if I keep showing up. I love the fact that you're doing the podcast. You still should get on other people's podcasts like you're doing with mine because that's going to grow the voice of it.
yep.
But I think it's the you don't have fear, which I love because most people are like, I can't reach out to Tony Robbins or Mel Robbins or Andy Frisella or Ed Milet or whoever. And you're like, oh, I've already invited them. Someone said this a week ago, and I just reached out to some of the top people in the industry and said, hey, can you come on? You know what? They might look and go, what the? This person's got some gumption. I like this, because again, the energy you put out comes back. But I want to ask you that on time. What is your thought on that? For me, it's my greatest asset.
100%. I've been noticing that I need to do only the things that Stacy can do and only the things that Stacy wants to do. For example, going to the grocery store is not something I need to spend my time doing. I can either, my husband can go if he really wants to go, or we can have that, whatever we need delivered from the store within an hour. So, and have somebody else go and pick it off the shelf and all this stuff. And that's not the best use of my time when my goal is to help lots of people and make lots of money.
Hmm.
So 100%. I'm in like, and then I am very intentional about, okay, like last Saturday was our 29th wedding anniversary.
Oh,
Okay,
congrats.
thanks. Um so I'm like, okay, today is going to be, we're going to the show, we're going out to eat. This is where I'm going to be. This is the presence I'm going to have. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be doing this or checking that or whatever. So I'm intentional about both the work time and the fun time.
Hmm. But you need to. I think so many times entrepreneurs will fall into the trap of, I'm doing this for my time, but they just work constant.
Mm.
And you have to have a balance. Like me, I go hard all week. And then on the weekends, I slow down a little bit. I'll probably watch some of the World Cup because I like soccer. I'll spend time with the family. I'll go on walks. And I think that's needed. I think the problem is that we're in too much of a hurry to try to accomplish what we think others think we need instead of listening to ourselves and our bodies and understanding what we need. But I want to get back to your book because it's called Figure Out Ability. Did I say that right?
That one, That no, that's just my new word that I came up with.
Oh, that's not the book. I just thought that was the name of the book. Figure it
Oh,
out.
but it is. I do
Yeah.
have this one, Figureoutable Living. This was my book that I released in June.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what I did, this was my book I released in, does it even say? It doesn't matter. It just says 2026. So this book, I Am Her, is a book that I wrote. Um, okay, so it says a 90-day experiment in identity, purpose, and becoming. And what I found, so back to the fear of failure or back to the fear.
Hmm.
Um, what I found is that if I treat life like an experiment, like Hawaii, will I like this place? Will I like that place? Will I whatever? Um, so if I treat things like an experiment, then I'm just gathering information. I'm not passing or failing.
Hmm.
So what I did was I decided I really liked writing. Um, and this book is also about helping find your purpose too. But within that book, I created an experiment for myself that I was going to write and publish one book a month for the rest of the year to see if not only do I love writing, but can I get paid by writing? Because
Okay.
I
Okay.
wasn't going to give it one book. I wasn't going to give it two books. I wasn't going to, you know what I mean? I just like, that's my experiment.
Okay. You are hitting things that most people like get stuck on. I love this. You are like on overdrive. Most people work years, and I have friends that help people write books because they get stuck. Years on writing books, years on getting their ideas out, and then maybe releasing one. You're like, yeah, okay, so I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to start doing this. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to write a book a month. A book a month.
Yep.
That's not normal behavior. Where did you get this drive? Like, where did that come from? Have you always been this driven
Well,
or curious, or what word would you even put into
I
it?
think I decided. So it was on January 1st of this year. I decided and I put it out on the internet that I was going to make 5 million, and remember, homemaker, right? I was going to make $5 million this year and $50 million within 5 years. And the 50 million I knew would be easy to hit if I could hit the five in one. Like I
Hmm.
knew that the way math works and the way investing works, if I can figure out how to make 5 million, I can definitely figure out how to, in 5 years, make it into
Make
50.
50. Hmm.
And those numbers were just because well, just I've probably maybe made $20,000 a year ever
Hmm.
in my life. So I just wanted to put just
Hmm.
a ridiculous number out there. It was ridiculous, ridiculous enough for people to see. Like if I get and my asterisk was if I only get 10% of the way, am I going to be mad about that?
No,
Nope.
no, no.
Nope.
But again, another principle. I don't even know if you knew this or not. A lot of times with goals and sales, if you want to sell $1 million, you'll shoot your goal for 3 to 5 million. If you want
Okay.
to have so many customers, you'll go higher because you're going to put more intentionality, more time, more pressure, more focus because you have a bigger goal. If you just said, I want to hit 100,000, you'd already made 20,000 a year. So it's a decent goal. Only 18% of people individually make it a year over 100. I know they tell you everyone's a millionaire, but only 18% of people make over 100,000 a year. So with you saying 5 million, it comes into the neuroscience. It comes into how your mind thinks, and then your body starts to operate toward it. And then you get these ideas. Well, I'm going to do this. So I got to write a book a month. I'm going to start a podcast. I'm going to do this. Oh, wait, I got to go to Hawaii and recharge. I'm going to go do that. So it's just like you're aligning the universe and God up into what you want to do by having big, epic goals, but then you're not just sitting there hoping and praying it's coming in. You're taking massive action toward it. I just want people that are listening to understand this is not, she's just saying things. She's like, I'm writing a book a month. I'm doing all these different things to help people.
Yep. And whatever I do, see, that's the thing. Because it all came down to and all the other details of the vision that I wanted my life to become, um, it had to align with something that I was willing to do.
Hmm.
Right. And this lights me up, right? Talking to you lights me up. So a podcast, my own podcast makes perfect sense for me to have an experiment, see what I can do. And I mean, I've got some, yeah, I'm going to have at least 7 really cool conversations because of that. And if other people can gain some sort of a new thought or a new idea from it, well, that's kind of the goal.
Yeah. Well, and here's the funny thing most people don't know about podcasts. If you do over 20 episodes, you're in the top 20% of podcasters in the
Oh,
world. There's
oh,
over 3 million podcasts out there currently. So, like my podcast right now, I think last I checked was in the top 5%. I've gotten it up as much as top 3%. Then stuff changes, listener notes. They just, it does this thing with views, likes, stuff like that, which is fine. I do it because I like it. But yeah, if you do over 20, because most people aren't consistent, now you start to establish a brand. Now you start to get people to come back. And then if you start saying stuff like you did here, like, at the beginning of this year, my name's Stacey. I'm going to make $5 million. All of a sudden, people are going to come back. You're going to have haters and you're going to have people that are inspired by it. Both are great because the haters are going to trip out and do things. And the people that are inspired are going to be jumping. Like I literally did this on a whim last week. So I'm trying to get more traffic. I'm going on TikTok, which has my least amount of followers, my least amount of engagement. It's not my best platform. And I'm doing a live and sharing wisdom and knowledge every morning, 7 to 7:30, Monday through Friday. And it was interesting because a lot of times I've had up to 150, 200 people on there. I've had less, more. And I had one guy that was like just tripping out on me, which is fine. And then today I had a guy on there. He wasn't commenting, but when it gives me the end thing, he was on there for 12 minutes of my 20-minute talk. So I reached out to him. I'm just giving little tips here. When you see someone sitting there, even if they don't raise their hand, just reach out and said, "Hey, just want to say thank you for this. In case you missed it, I have a podcast. You can go get some free information. If you have a question, reach out." And I think what happens is that we don't know who the message is for and who's going to listen. He didn't comment. He was
right.
quiet. I had trolls commenting. I had people tripping out. And I could have just been like, this Friday, I don't want to deal with this. But no, I'm like, screw that. I'm at least going to keep my commitments. And I think that matters. How big has commitments been to you in your life? Because it seems like you're very determined once you set your mind to it. Did you learn that in childhood? Is it something you just built over time? Or where does that come from?
I just realized, and I don't know, probably fairly recently, like if we say we're going to do it, we got to get it on the calendar. When? Is it going to be this year, next year, 5 years from now? Or is it, oh, there's not room. We really don't want to do that.
Mhm.
Because if it's important to you, it'll find a spot on your calendar. If it's not, you'll just keep doing what
But
you were
where
doing.
did you get that? I'm going to dig a little deeper here
Yeah.
because this is the thing. A lot of people say, "Oh yeah, that's good for you, Joe. You've been in sales and business forever. It's good for you, Stacy. You just seem to be able to manifest whatever you want. You just put it on a calendar and it shows up." Where does that belief come from? Because a lot of people have wrote goals down and done stuff, but
Yeah.
then the cheap seats and the naysayers have hit them and they're like, "Oh," and they give up. You don't have that give up vibe. I read people for a living, not like woo woo, but like just I understand the psychology and how, and you have that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to achieve it. Like there's not a thought in my mind that you're not going to hit 5 million because that's what you said you're going to do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about the 5 million.
No, no, no. We're changing. You said 5 million. You're going to
No,
hit the
no,
five
no.
million.
No,
You said
no.
I don't know. We're going
It's
to
still
keep
a
that.
goal, but I mean that I don't it's not in my control necessarily, you
Yeah.
know.
But what is it? What is this?
But
You said by the end of this year you wanted 5 million,
yeah,
but you hit 5 million by the end of next year. It took you 2 years. You'd still be happy you still had the 5 million. That's the part people miss. I'm talking about the
right.
confidence that you have because it zooms off of you compared to a lot of people. They'll say something like, "I'm gonna do this," and you're like, "You're not gonna do anything."
Yeah, no, you're not.
So
Yeah.
where do you get that drive from? Was it from studying? Was it from reading? Was it from growing up? How? Where did that come from? That's intriguing to me.
I think it's been through like mindset, like personal development teachings. That's why Rob Dial is on the top of my list. That's why Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi are on my list. Because those are, and Mel Robbins and pit bull. I don't know if I mean, we'll have to, I think I sent an email to his people, but I don't, like a lot of them, I already, like you already, I have had some rapport with a lot of the people on that list already,
Hmm.
and some not. So that those ones are a little bit more of a question mark for me. But um, I think I've always, yeah, I think I've always, it comes down to the decision, right? So I think that's the important thing is to decide, not wishy-washy, wishy-washy. Oh, maybe someday I'll do this. Oh, yeah, maybe someday I'll write a. Somebody else told me I was having a conversation earlier, and he said something about, oh yeah, maybe someday I want to do a podcast too. Who's going to
Just
do their
start.
podcast? The one that says they're launching it on July 31st or the one that says maybe someday?
Hmm.
If it's maybe someday, when is the day? Are you
Hmm.
really doing this or are you really just ever going to do this or not?
So that's step one in your book. What's step two?
Um,
Make the
action,
decision. But what
action.
actions? Because people are going to get caught in the minutia of it. Is it just a? And I can't remember. I think her name is Madeline. It's another one of those salespeople. And she's like, sometimes, I'm just gonna have to say it the way you did. Sometimes you have to just get so covered up that you have to figure it the fuck out. There's no nice way to put it. You just have to figure it out. And I think so many times you have to put yourself in that place. Is that kind of the ideology, or figure it the heck out if you don't like those naughty
Oh
words? Sorry,
no,
what's wrong? I say
no, that's
okay.
my second favorite F word. My favorite one is figureoutable, and then my second favorite one is the naughty one.
Oh, you can say it on my show. I already dropped it, so you're
That's
cool.
fine.
I was just like, so I think that's another thing that separates wannabepreneurs and the true entrepreneurs is that like I'm making myself get in a position to where I'm going to be overwhelmed. I already know this on purpose, so I can get my systems and processes set up so that I can succeed. Like that whole thing on my website right now that says you don't rise as far as you dream, you fall as to where your systems and processes are from that aspect. Because if I don't have the capacity or the ability to help the people when they come in, they just flow out. So, so step two is figure it out. Step three would be what? Massive action? I'm guessing here. I
Yes.
haven't read your book yet.
That's all right. Yeah, yeah, and get so like I've got well, I had you on the calendar, right? So by then I was like, okay, well, I guess I have to figure out, the microphone thing. Like
Yep,
you
yep.
know what I mean? Like all the things fall into place, but I didn't need to spend weeks or months planning out and researching what microphone I needed.
Hmm.
So basically, I will sit down and it comes down to really sometimes, you know, day by day for sure, but even within that, like I will sit down and figure out what is the very most important thing I can do with this next 15 minutes.
Hmm.
I think that's how I get so much done because I had someone ask me, "Do you even sleep?" Well, yes, I sleep. I sleep a good 8 hours a night. But when I'm awake and when it's work time, I'm doing the most important things. I'm
Hmm.
not like just to use that example again, I'm not researching a microphone for weeks, right?
Right, right.
Oh yeah, we actually had this in the
Hmm.
house, so I can use that, and maybe later if I want to upgrade, I can. But this works, right?
Hmm.
So I guess it's just doing it dirty or messy, or
Hmm.
like this is what my wall is, and I could have tried to like curate, spend time curating what am I going to wear, what do I want to have the wall behind me, or whatever, but our message is the important thing. Our conversation is the
Hmm.
important thing, not what I decided to wear. Like that
Yeah.
was not something that needed to be pondered for weeks or hours.
No, I'm with you. I think you and I were talking. I might have been just on Facebook or DM me back and forth. And I was like, yeah, when I started my podcast, I had a gamer headset. I didn't have the nice camera I have right now. I had a HP computer, the camera that comes with the computer, the crappy ones. And I was talking to people getting them on my show that I didn't know. This is why I like you. This is why you make me smile. I was asking people I shouldn't have asked, like the Tony Robbins, the people in my sphere to come on my show that wouldn't normally come on shows that were at my size at that point because it was just benefiting me, but because I just went and did the thing and asked. And I literally started it in my daughter's bedroom, or not bedroom, in her playroom. So there was kids' toys behind me. You go look at my pockets. I didn't change it. You'll see me in my car in one of the episodes. You see me in my kids' playroom with toys and stuff. Finally, I got a little gray screen and put it up behind. I'm like, I don't like the gray screen. I took it back down and had the kids' playroom.
Yeah.
Now, because when we bought the house here, I got an office. I have the cool office. But before then, I did because
Yeah.
again, it's the message, and I think it's the authenticity. So here, I'm going to shift just a hair.
Mhm.
In an AI world, I think being 100% ourselves, and I told you I like the donkey with the glasses. It makes me smile. Is more impactful because now it's real. Because now they can relate with you, Stacey. It's not like Stacey's here, everything's perfect, her hair is perfect, the wall behind her is perfect. She's like, I decided I'm making $5 million this year. No, you're genuine and real, and I think people will believe you and buy into it because of the fact that you're being you.
Yep, just me. No, no, no filter, no, trying to put on some sort of a face, I guess, or I mean, although I do that where I will even be intentional with my actions. Like, how am I going, which version of me, it's not a
Yep.
fake me, it's not an act, but which version of me is going to show up on this meeting or this phone call or this vacation or this whatever we're doing.
hmm Same. No, I'm with you. Like I have my sales version. My wife jokes because when I'm on a podcast, I have the podcast version of me. It's still authentically me, but when I'm in a
Yeah.
podcast, I'm a lot more focused. I'm not being distracted. I'm very active listening. And then I have when I get home and I'm done for the day and I'm sitting at home just relaxing, it's more my introverted, just chilling version, but it's still the same person. It's just what energy and what intention. So where did the intentionality come from? Because again, another dropping bombs here in the fact that you have certain things that people get caught up with forever because they get, like you said, they look at the monitor, they look at the TV camera or whatever for 8 hours. Where did you learn the intentionality? Again, just self-improvement, or is that something that you grew up with, or how did you get that?
I know it was fairly recently. I have a story if I can share it
hmm
in my book. So this is also it's actually a multiple parts of being intentional. So when the was it this time? The first time we flew to Hawaii, we flew out of New Orleans, and that's like a 2.5 hour drive for us. So we could have gotten up in the morning, rushed to the airport, hoped we wouldn't get in an accident or get caught by traffic or whatever. But then it's like, well, wait a minute. We're gonna have to pay for parking anyway.
hmm
Let's find a park and fly hotel, stay the
Yep.
night, have a nice dinner at the restaurant, wake up, we're already packed, we're not rushing around to pack because our suitcases are already with us, and then the shuttle driver takes us to the airport in the morning. And within that story, we the man who was our server at the restaurant took our water away, brought it back and refilled it. And I thought, okay, this could be a totally transactional thing. He sets our water down, we say thank you, and he walks away. Or we can have a little fun. So he brings our two water glasses, sets them in front of us. And I said to him, well, you didn't mix up which one of those was whose, did you? And at first he froze for a half a second, and then he laughed with us and said, "No, I didn't, but I don't think you two would mind anyway." So, it was just that cute little memorable interaction
hmm
instead of "There's your water, thank you."
Yeah.
So just yeah.
No, I love that. So people are probably wondering where can we find Stacy? So let them know where your website is or where they can get your books or how they can connect with you.
Sure. My website is figureoutableliving.com, and they can just figure out how to spell it. Um, my face will be on there. And then yeah, all my books are available on Amazon, right? Actually, so yeah, if they want to look up the this most recent one, Figureoutable Living, Stacey Anderson, and then they'll find it. All my books are $4.99 investment, but
Mhm.
they have some good stories in them, and hopefully people can learn a thing or two. Um, and yeah, if they follow my author profile on Amazon, then they'll know each month when my new book comes out
I
because
love that.
that new one is called You Earned It, Someday Is Here.
Hmm.
And it's not just about money. It's
Right.
about permission to start designing your life like we do.
No, I love that. And I'll get the links from you. We'll drop them in the show notes so people can just click and play. But let's land a plane with that. So many people are afraid of what other people think. And I'm to the point now where I'm like, it's just noise, it's whatever. They're not living my life. They're going to maybe make a comment and forget me. But how do you help people navigate that? Giving themselves permission, especially the givers in the world, because there's a lot of takers, and the givers are the ones that normally like give and we help and we do, but we forget about ourselves. So, how with this book are you helping people with that?
As far as being afraid to put themselves out there, it's
What?
just, oh, I'm sorry. So
Oh, no,
what do you want me to answer?
no, no. Go ahead. What was the title of the book again? Just to make sure I heard the book title right. The new one coming out.
Figureoutable living.
No, no, the next
Figureoutable
one.
living.
The
Oh, the
next
next
one.
one. You earned it. Someday is here.
You earned it. Someday it's here. What brought that about? When you say you earned it, are you talking about the time, the effort, the investments you put in, or what is that book about? Because I like the title, it hooked me.
Yeah. Initially, I thought it was going to be about money and the permission for people that have been responsible their whole lives, saving and saving and saving and investing and being boy, I've got a lot of money stories about my dad. My dad was they're in the book. They're going to be in
Awesome.
the book
You have to
because
listen to the book. She just gave you a teaser.
yeah, but so initially I thought it was going to be about money because like I said, people have been asking me like, "Oh, you've been to Hawaii now. Oh, you're doing all this and you're spending on this." And it's like, you earned it. Someday is here was initially going to be permission for the people that have been savers and savers and savers to, okay, like I said earlier, are we saving? What are we saving to save? Because
Hmm.
eventually, like how much is ever enough
Right.
where you can start
Enjoying. Yeah.
not being as stingy or whatever, cheap,
Hmm.
frugal. I think a lot of people that I know, and believe me, I know there's a lot of people that don't need permission to spend either. But a lot of people that I know do need to get over those money stories that they inherited
Hmm.
and and can maybe loosen the purse strings a little bit and maybe get your groceries delivered because it's more convenient than maybe clipping coupons or
Hmm.
I don't even know if that's a thing still, but
Well, I mean, I know that they still send them, but yeah, a lot of times we will have the different grocery stores deliver stuff. And then I'm just intentional because I like Costco, but I don't want to go there a lot. So I go once a month. And I've trained my kids and my wife that I'm going once a month. I'm not going to that store twice a month. I don't want to deal with it. Again, that time management, I love it. I know we've hit a lot of different things. Is there
yeah,
anything else you want to leave our audience with before I let you go?
just realize that your life is figure outable. You have to take the time to figure out what you want. You have to maybe put your phone down, maybe turn your TV off, you know, maybe get in a room with a notebook and a pencil and figure it out. And then once you figure out the next step, right? You don't have to figure out the whole $5 million that day. You just have to take the next step
Hmm.
and keep figuring it out. And it's possible for anybody. And I'm working on trying to get that message out to people.
No, I love that. Stacey, thank you for being on the show. And for all you listening, actions beat words. Figure it out. Write your dream, write your plan, make it big, crazy, and exciting. Get caught up enough that you have to figure it out and move forward. And then who knows, maybe you'll be on mine or Stacey's show because you actually took the steps to build a life you love living. Until next time, have a beautiful day. Share this message, like and subscribe. I appreciate you all.